Hi, I'm Josh Hankin, creator of Sandbag Fitness Systems and the Ultimate Sandbag. One thing I've been very adamant about is the fact that we're trying to teach a system of training to help you reach your fitness goals, not just sell you a sandbag. So whether you're a mixed martial artist trying to get in great shape for a fight or just trying to improve your fitness to a whole nother level, what we're trying to do is create innovations to take you there. One thing that we've done recently is created a new strap called the Ultimate Core Strap. Now what this is a special strap designed to work with our Ultimate Sandbags and products. It comes with two steel carabiners to deal with weight issues. Ideally, this strap is used with our small and medium sandbags. They can be used for some of the heavier bags, but you have to be careful with the weight because of all the stress on the handles. The cool thing about this is it now allows your Ultimate Sandbag to be attached to a cable system, bands, or even suspension equipment like the TRX. So in the following drills, we're going to show you how you can apply the Ultimate Core Strap to your Ultimate Sandbag to create a whole new system of training that allows you to challenge your body in new ways and reach your next fitness goal. So stay tuned in one moment. One of the cool things is that you can attach our Ultimate Core Strap to suspension equipment like the TRX and it really adds some increased versatility to actually both implements. What we're going to do is some really great core integrated drills doing primarily rotational training. What you have to do is you have to get a third carabiner to get the whole setup in place. Now, I have to mention, this is our clock, so you can't go to TRX and ask them to do it. They probably won't know what you're speaking about, so make sure that you understand that this is something that we're applying and not necessarily being used by TRX, hopefully yet. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach the two straps to the handles. This helps disperse the weight a little bit. You don't want to attach it to the long strap only because you have to create a long lever arm and create damage to the back. Now this does extend the TRX a little bit, so you're going to need some increased room to do these drills. One of my favorite drills to do first is actually an increased rotational lunge. You've seen the rotational lunge in the past with us moving and rotating the sandbag. We can do a little more dramatic action using the assistance of the TRX. So, what we're going to do is start with the bag almost above the head. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lunge backwards. The opposite side will rotate. So if I lunge back with my right foot, I will come down, rotate, come up, and then down to the other side. The TRX adds some instability to the drill. So I have not only the instability of the sandbag, but the TRX as well. When you perform this drill, you can increase speed, and because of the long lever arm you have going back and forth, it becomes a great drill for overall the trunk and the hips. The reason we call this the Ultimate Core Strap is not because we're just training the abdominals, but we're training the hips and the low back as well. Stay tuned for our next drill. Alright, so rotational training is a big component of our sandbag training system. So one way we can enhance that with the use of their TRX is go in some ranges of motion that typically wouldn't be possible with just the sandbag alone. So again, using our Ultimate Core Strap setup, you can either grab onto the bag or on top. Adding to the bag adds a tougher grip component. So you're going to see anyone, especially in sports like mixed martial arts that require a great amount of rotational power, that you're going to need this exercise, but this can apply to a lot of different situations. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit back. What you're going to do is you're going to pivot off the inside leg to create motion up and across the body. Rotate, up and across. And as you get more comfortable, you can add speed to the drill, and that challenges your stability. So again, we're integrating the trunk and the core with the hips and the pelvis, which is critical for ultimate performance and injury prevention. Alright, we can also use the core strap to do some unique pressing motions. My first station is to actually put two hands on the bag. We come out with the bag almost starts completely over my head. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back, press up and over the other side. The pressing up and the over side does two things. One is because of my leverage point, I'm actually hitting a unique range of motion that's hard to simulate with any other implements. Secondly, the changing of the bag creates a different center of gravity through my trunk, again, requiring me to stabilize during the motion. So I'm here, driving back and forth. Now again, I can increase speed, increase the weight of the sandbag, or I can move to more of a one-arm lift, where I come down and press up. Either one It'll be a great variance off the pressing movement and is a great drill to integrate into your overall program. Our ultimate core strap also goes with strength bands as well. The great thing about strength bands is you get accelerated with them because the weight's changing as you stretch the band. So you can simply thread the band through here and set it over a strap or chin-up bars. The longer the strap you make with a band, the easier the resistance. So we're actually making this relatively challenging. So our primary drill that I like to show people using this is replicating a slam type motion, very applicable for people that want to get really tough core strength coming downwards into flexion and integrating their hips with the body. Very good for the mixed martial artists as well. A lot of people want to slam sandbags. I think there's a training benefit to it. To be honest, most of the training benefit is lost after you file through a couple of degrees of flexion because the waist is coming down towards the ground. Adding the resistance down makes slamming the sandbag irrelevant, and actually is a far more effective drill to build in power. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand back a little bit. We've got some tension on the band. The strap's set and grab on the back. Let's add some extra grip strength. I'm going to sit back on my heels. As I come down, I aim to throw the bag towards my heels. So I gotta stay back and I gotta integrate the hips with the trunk. So you can see that the band is adding much more resistance to the push down and getting a lot more activity, the lat, the core, and the abdominal area, and the hips as well. Now something we can do is do a slight change where we can try to go different patterns, so different diagonal patterns. We can also change the weight of the bag, but for this sake we're just going to try and change the pattern. So I can come up a little closer, which will reduce the resistance a little bit. I'm going to pivot side to side. I can add a middle component in as well. So side, middle, diagonal, diagonal, middle, across. That becomes a heck of both a cardiovascular workout and core exercise as well. All right, using a cable unit is slightly different than using a band because you have more constant resistance versus a accommodating resistance that you use with bands. So we can change the drills up, and it's actually more appropriate probably using cable for some of these drills. So the next drills you can use actually either a band or cable system with, and you're going to find them to work really well with both. What we're going to do next is we're going to do an explosive drill that's actually better than probably even snatching a sandbag because you're going to integrate more of the upper back as well. The great thing again with these straps is we can manipulate exercises that we wouldn't have normally been able to accomplish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab onto these straps. The cable's set up about halfway. I'm going to stand back, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to end up grabbing the ends here for a little more grip work. I'm going to aim to hit between my hips, and then I'm going to accelerate to come up above my head. It's going to try to do one fluid motion. So it's here, right through. Again, that's a great cardiovascular drill, and it teaches you how to root it in the ground, meaning push or force into the ground. So again, if you're a mixed martial arts athlete looking at how to accelerate someone over the shoulder, you're trying to build cardiovascular strength or just trying to be more athletic, this is a phenomenal drill because you have to learn how to root in the ground and move in both directions, so both accelerate and decelerate the weight appropriately. All right, now with this system we can also do a very explosive training similar to what you've seen with the bands. So with the bands we did a lot of flexion work. Now you can do this again with bands and cable work or work extension primarily. Awesome for learning to develop power of the hips and the whole body. So what we're going to do is get underneath our sandbag so we have what's called the Xtreme position. We're going to walk back. I'm going to hinge at my hips, slight bend the knees, and I'm going to explode through my heels. That drill is phenomenal for, again, teaching rooting in the ground, how to develop a posterior chain, which is where all your power development comes from, and isometric strength of the core, especially the low back. So for those times that you're going to get in compromised positions or have to throw someone, this is the perfect drill to utilize.